Hey YouTube. Today I'm bringing you a deck profile for my Azamina White Forest. It is a very fun deck that I've been playing the past couple of weeks. It's what I'm hopefully going to be taking to my OTS Championship next Sunday, sorry. So in exactly 1 week's time, pretty much. Um, Sadly, this isn't a finished build. It's also the extra deck that I haven't got the some of the cards that I'd like to play, which I will be getting throughout the week. So I have included Fiendsmith sort of engine. So if that's not your thing, you don't have to play it. Don't worry. Because personally, I don't really enjoy playing Fiendsmith, but it's obviously just one of those sort of engines that it has good recursion. And it can just sort of fit in any deck really, but you don't rely on Fiendsmith if that's your worry. But so yeah, in terms of the main deck, it is pretty much all done. The only, I'd say, two cards from the main deck that I'm missing is the new Dark Magician support of the to go for the Dragoon. I have Dragoon, but I don't obviously have the Dark Magician fusion and then the spell card, because they are quite pricey, and I don't really have the spare funds to do so. Um, Again, even when I'm playing online, it's one of those things where like I'll constantly in and out of playing it or not, because it's sometimes I find I open the spell card to fusion way more than I'd like to. So even though it's just a single card, it's glued to my hand, man. So I am like on the fence of whether I actually do want to play that. But no, so when I get to the extra deck, I will tell you like what cards I'm still yet to get and what I changed for. I do have cards off to the side as well, which I could throw on the table as like a potentials, like if you'd rather play it or such as. Again, hand traps and side deck, take as you will. I play what I find currently just favorable for me. I don't really have a preference. There's obviously some cards that I prefer over others, but in terms of the it's constantly changing. If you know what I mean, like just play with what you got, how you like, and just take this as a rough idea. Sorry, don't take this as a definitive. So let's start off. I'm going to start with the White Forest engine. So I'm playing the 3LZ. I will say, if you would like me to go over the actual like combos and explain the cards more thoroughly, because I'm just literally just going to do a deck profile of the card counts. This is a 48 card deck list, by the way. But leave a comment just saying, and then I can get that video started for you guys. So I'm just literally purely just doing the cards. So I'm playing 3LZ. This is essentially your main starter that isn't your normal summon, if possible. Because yeah, it's non-debatable. You just play three of. You see this plus a spell and trap. Hopefully, White Forest spell and trap. You're good to go. Nothing much more to say on that one. Your normal summon of the deck is 3 Sylvie of the White Forest. Only downside is obviously if you don't open any spells and traps, and this gets like Ash impermed or whatever, it is kind of a not so good time. You will be living on a prayer. I will say, obviously, as you know, draw is very hard against this deck. If you open a decent enough hand, you can still sort of, especially more of the Azamina side, you can still set up at least a negate, and then hopefully you've got like an impairment hand or something like that. Against the Charmies, obviously Perulia's really good against us because obviously we do special summon from the hand quite a lot, but not the worst. Full loss, obviously, you can get away with playing around Full loss and giving them potentially just 2 cards if you can play well enough, which is pretty darn good. But and then obviously the other one does nothing really. We play the 1 Azamina of the White Forest. This is what's going to bridge you into your Sinful Spoil cards to go into your Azamina. This is also, it lets you special summon a White Forest monster or Azamina from your hand if you reveal it, which can be really good. If you've already had to use your normal summon and gets negated, you can say if you have a Stella, you can start with that or something like that, or even the level 8 D-Bells. We are playing the one Stella as well. So if you do open this and you do have a spell and trap in your hand, this can obviously get you your Sylvie, and then hopefully you can pop off. If you do want to play it, you can play the Toy Box engine. I know that's very popular. It can work really well with this type of stuff. I am playing the one Russia. Again, it's just if you control the white forest card, you can special summon it for free. It's effective. You know, the draw one card can come up if you sort of down bad, but honestly, it's just there for the free body. And then we are playing the 1D Bells, the White Witch. So this is what will hopefully get you your vengeance by sending the Curse of the D Bell. And I am playing just 2 of the field spell. Most of the time, I will say I never use the field spell unless it's like, you know, you've been hit pretty hard, to where it's like a last resort. Like this is like a last resort because the biggest issue with this card is obviously it locks you out of summoning Dark from the extra deck, which obviously turns off pretty much all of your Azamina stuff. So ideally you can, if you want, just go to 1 copy of this, but I'm kind of enjoying 2 in a way. But yeah, so you kind of don't want to use that. In terms of the spells, we got Tales of the White Forest and then Sinful Spoils of the White Forest. So again, hopefully you want to see one of these 2 in your hand. If not, it's not the end of the world. But these 2, again, if they're sent to the grave to activate the monster effect, they can just set themselves back to the field. Pretty good. 1 adds and then 1 is a special summon or fusion. Onto the D-Bells, sort of Sinful Azamina side, we are playing the 3 Wanteds. It's just a must-have. Again, if you see this, you can sort of go for your. If you do have Dragoon, you can sort of set that whole line up, and then again, you can hopefully bait out an Ash Blossom and stuff like that to then go into your White first. I do play 2 D-Bell Star the Black Witch. Most people would just play 1, but I find there's a lot of times where obviously you'll end up either, if you do play more of a grind game and then you open the wanted, it's like, I know you can add it from grave, but if it gets banished, if you're doing the Dragoon line, obviously it's pretty much dead. And then because obviously you usually have your D-Bells, your 2 level 8s on the field. So I just do like playing the second one. Obviously, it's also just a starter in itself. And you can just send any card from your hand, so it can also help send in. It does not activate the White Forest spells, so don't confuse that one. But if you do open the D-Bell trap, the Curse of the D-Bell, you can obviously send that, which is pretty good. As you've seen, I'm playing the 1 Vengeance. I'd say probably when I first started playing this deck, I didn't really enjoy this card a lot. But I will say it's probably become my MVP of the deck. It's so good. To the fusions, sort of spells, I'm playing the 1 Hallowed Azamina and the 1 Deception, and then I'm playing the 1 Philia Diabell, and then the 1 Curse the Diabell. So these 2 will get you your Vengeance or the Diabells of the White Witch, and these are obviously to fusion. And then in terms of the trap, I am playing the Slumber, which is essentially Book of Moon. But I know I'm on the fence between this card and then the negate, the trap negate, where you send a Diabell. So if it's like, if you use Vengeance as effect, and then you can activate the trap later on to send the Diabell, and obviously bring that back the next turn. So again, preference is all yours for them. Quickly, obviously, as you know, the Fiendsmith engine, it's just 2 Engraver, 1 Lacrima, 1 Lurie, 1 Tract, 1 Paradise. That's it for the main deck cards. I probably don't need to say anything to you about what they do. In terms of hand traps, this is what I'm running in this deck. So I'm playing 3 Foolas, 3 Ash Blossom. I'm playing 2 Effect Veiler, which is a new one for me. I've never been an Effect Veiler sort of person, but lately I've been really enjoying Effect Veiler. 1, it's also a spellcaster, which is obviously really good if you end up having to use your Sinful Spells of the White Forest to fusion. But if you don't want to play it, that's completely fine. I'm playing the 1 Called by the Grave, and then sort of generics, I'm playing a Foolish Burial Goods to hopefully send a Curse of the Diabell if I haven't opened them. And there's also another little tech option that I've come across in my side deck that I'll show you guys. I am playing the 1 Talents in the main. I do side the 2 Thrusts, because again, it's another card that I'm always on the fence with of whether I main it or not. I am playing the 1 Illusion Gate. I think this card's really, really good. Of course, the paying half your life points does suck, but if you open this and you can use it, it's insane. I am playing the 1 Black Goat Laughs again. This can also just straight up win you games if you know what you're playing against. You can call the right name. I am playing 2 Imperms. So again, as you can see, there's a common theme of just playing 2s of. I am playing 2 Evenlies as well, which is again another, I'd say, MVP of the deck as of recently. Again, it's another card that I never used to really use, but it's just won me so much. Onto the extra deck. So I am playing the 1 Rusilia, 1 T-Bell, Queen of the White Forest, 1 Silvera, and then the 1 Poplar. So all 4 of your names. Poplar, again, I know some people don't really sometimes play that card, but I do make it, but at the same time I don't. It's very situational, this one, but the rest of them I'd say I at least always make in a game. So that's the White Forest. For your Azamina, I'm playing the Rusialago, the Ilia Sylvia, the Morigina, Saint Azamina, and then the Azamina. If you can get this on the field, plus all your names, like all your Azamina names, it's pretty good, because then this has an effect where your opponent cannot activate monster effects that have 0 attack, and every time they activate a card, it lowers your opponent's monster's attack by 500. And then if you also have the Rusialago, monsters your opponent controls lose 500 attack and defense for each Azamina monster you control. This will also count towards your LZ, the level 2. So yeah, so usually your end board will be the Saint Azamina. You can often get either the Ilia Sylvia or a Rusialago. And then Morigina you can use as well to bring back one of them if you want to synchro. Especially if you do play this deck on Master Duel, you can do so and make Barone, and then also use Morigina to bring them back. I am playing the Snake Eyes Vengeance Dragon. I do make this pretty much all the time. I don't play the fusion, the Snake Eyes fusion. 1, just because I don't have it. 2, whilst yes, it can come up obviously if you play in the Poplar, it's it's really good. Don't obviously, when I have obviously played it online and on Master Duel, I never make the card really. And at the extra deck space in this deck is pretty tight. And last but not least, obviously just the Fiendsmith extra deck to make you Wave High King Caesar. Again, probably don't need to tell you what they do, but that is the main deck and the extra deck. To the side deck, I am playing the 2 Nibiru. Again, never really been a Nibiru enjoyer, but they can obviously win you games. Troll and Lockbird, I feel like it's a must-have. I am playing 2 Bell, which is another card that I don't often like to run, but I feel like it's really, really good currently. More sort of Blood Breakers in a sense is 2 Droplets, and then I've got the 2 Thrusts and the Feather Duster in case you're against hopefully the Radiant Typhoon. You can maybe just hopefully bait it, or also against your spell trap decks like Labyrinth and all that jazz. And then the final tech, which I think is pretty busted if you can pull it off and hopefully not like sort of brick on it, is I'm playing a Secret Village of the Spellcasters, which can go really crazy against a lot of decks, obviously, because pretty much all of your White Force are obviously Spellcasters, and then the rest of the house obviously illusions. So you're pretty much always going to be able to have this able to activate where it's not going to hurt you when you have your board set up. And obviously I am playing Crystal Beast, Emerald Tortoise, and Rainbow Bridge of Salvation. So this will add the Rainbow Bridge of Salvation will add the Crystal Beast monster and then the field spell. It can be any field spell. So if you have any other field spell in the game that you want to add, you can. Heck, you could even obviously search the white first field spell. If you want to play Kashtira's in this, you can obviously search out the Pressured Planet Red spell. But no, so you would obviously send this with the Foolish Burial, or just obviously it's just when it's sent to the grave. So even if you discard it, it can trigger. You add that, and hopefully that can stop it, especially stuff like the Fallen and the Virtuous and all that jazz. Obviously, unless they control Spellcaster. Last but not least, again, this is just more of a filler because I know some people play this in the extra deck. I used to use one of my all-time favorite extra deck cards, and that is a Psychic and Punisher. That rounds off my side deck. Again, I'm going to go on to show you cards that I feel like you could potentially play. So some of them that you could do would be the Wolves of the White Forest. It's another card that I know it's very hit or miss in the sort of White Forest deck building sort of talk. Is, do you side this? Do you main it? Do you just not play it at all? So I've opted to just not play it at all. Don't get me wrong, it's really good, but I find every time when I have actually used this, I just have like 2 tuners on the board because the rest of my field's just either already gone or it's already set up. So I just feel like it's just not necessarily needed. You of course you can play the SP if you want to just swap out the Psychic and Punisher. Again, everyone knows what SP does. Another option you could do would be to play Super Poly if you are someone that really enjoys Super Poly. It's just obviously basic, everyone knows it, everyone hates it. So sort of similar. You could play Ultimate Slayer. I do find this very enjoyable. Myself, I've always been a fan of Ultimate Slayer. So you could play this, and obviously depending on your matchup, send obviously what you need. Because you can obviously, if you don't want to play the Fiendsmith, you can easily just fill it in. Some other sort of options that you could do would be the D-Bells, the original Saint Keeper with the Subdual. So again, this is sort of anti-spell in a way. Your opponent must set them first before activating, and obviously when a spell is set, you can target and destroy. Another sort of cool sort of card that I've come across that can sort of be a starter in a sense would be the Nightmare Apprentice. So what this does is you can special summon it from your hand by discarding 1 card, which can obviously you can send any of your spells and traps. And then so you special summon that card, and if it's specialed or normaled, you can add 1 illusion monster from your deck to your hand except itself. So that can bridge into your. So it can get you the White Witch, it can get you your LZ, and then I think that is it. And then if you did play the D-Bells, the original Saint Keeper, you can search that as well. But no, so it can get you pretty much the LZ, which could be really good. If you need a normal summon, and you can use this to just special summon and go for it. So yeah, so I am yet to like sort of properly play this and test it because obviously it's a level 6, which can be good for a level 10 synchro if you want to. Which when I do get the card that I'm waiting for the extra deck, I will probably put this in because of this, plus obviously Sylvie, who you can easily revive from the grave halfway through your combo to make a level 10 synchro. The extra deck would be the Chaos Angel. I think it's like a must in this deck. It's so strong. And I really love the card. But the other extra deck cards that I'm missing, that will round it up for the sort of cards I have on hand at the minute. But the other options that you can have would be to play obviously the Centurion, if you really wanted to. It's very viable. It's like definitely more of like a control sort of variant of the deck. So you can just play obviously your stand-ups and your oath and stuff. I am yet to actually play them in real life, the Centurions. And I didn't really want to do that until I had the extra deck all finished up. Um, but yeah, so that will be it for the deck profile. Like I said, if you want sort of combo video, test hands, and just a more in-depth sort of talk about the cards, just leave a comment and I will get that video sorted for you guys. Hope you enjoyed the deck profile. Hopefully you can maybe win with it. Hopefully I win on my OTS championship next week. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one.